Hey guys, welcome. Big question. Want to run retreats? Let's talk about that today. The weather is much better here on the Sunshine Coast today. I'll show you around the place another time. We've got this incredible view of the water. I love it here. But retreats, let's talk about that. The first retreat that we ran was actually in Bali. And I've been talking to a lot of people about retreats, a lot of doctors, because it's an incredible way to leverage your skills and travel, right? Because essentially what a retreat is you pick a location you'd love to go, you pick a group of people you want to hang out with and how you'd like to help them, and then you get paid to go and help those people in that location. Right, so the first retreat that we ran was in Bali, and what we did was grab a group of our pre-med students. So these are the people doing the GAMSAT, trying to get into medical school in Australia, and we went we got this incredible villa. This villa was phenomenal. It had like a big private pool. It had someone cooking the food for us. We had a driver, we had our own rooms, and when you walk in, the bathtub is full and it's got the rose petals on top of it, and you've got these swan towel things on your bed, and they do the turn down service at night. It was really cool. So we got them, we hung out in the villa for like 5 days. We taught them interview skills, and we had a lot of fun doing that. We actually gamified it. We had two games made by a friend of ours where we pretty much had people play out. So we teach them a lesson, and then we play this game, and then we debrief the game and show them how they forgot everything we taught them in the lesson. And it's a powerful way to help them to acquire those skills that we taught them. Gamification, but that's a side note. So we were in this incredible villa in Bali, having a great time sightseeing and teaching these guys interview skills. And we also went to the local schools to hand out some school uniforms, because as part of this whole retreat experience, we mentored them through setting up a fundraising campaign where these guys raised enough money to pay for 500 school uniforms for 500 Balinese school kids. And so that was part of the retreat experience for these guys. And so it's an example of what you can do with retreats. Another example is we are setting up what we're calling the Tanzania experience, or TanX. And the way this came around was last year, Maria and I were invited to go on safari with Richard Branson and his Virgin Unite team. And so we went over there, we flew to South Africa, and we're in Joburg for a few days, and they showed us around to some of the entrepreneurs there, some of the projects that Virgin Unite are sponsoring, and we helped out in any way we could. And then after that, we went to Richard's private game reserve, and we hung around with him for a few days, going on safari, having a laugh, getting to know him. Having good, really deep and meaningful chats, which was really cool to do with Richard. He's an incredible man. But while we were there, one of the people organizing the trip actually goes in her spare time to Tanzania. And while she's in Tanzania, she acts as an advocate for some of the AIDS patients. And so I was thinking, you know what? We have this incredible community of doctors in the Doctors Collective, and these guys needed doctors. And so I said to her, do you want some doctors? And she was like, hell yes, we'd love some doctors to come and visit. And so I thought we can make a retreat out of this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fly into Zanzibar. I don't know if you know what Zanzibar is. It's an island off the coast of Tanzania, and it's an incredible tropical paradise. Incredible snorkeling. We're going to hang out in the resort there for a few days. And then we're going to drive to a remote part of Tanzania and help out there in any way that we can. We're going to actually set up very specific things. And we're going to take a group of burnt out doctors on this experience, doctors that need a holiday, but more importantly, they need to reconnect with their passion for medicine. And they need to also, reassess where they're going in life. And we're going to be addressing that on the retreat as well. So there's a whole bunch of things you can do, right? So the way you do it, and I actually wrote an article, again, like yesterday's video, I wrote an article on this, and that's why I'm doing this video. I'll put the link to the article in the comments. But essentially, there are like 4 steps to setting up a retreat, right? Number 1 is you need to love traveling. That's an obvious tick, right? Number 2 is you need to know who you're going to be working with. So who are these people that you're going to be taking along? And I have a very specific way as to how to identify this, because there's no point getting a group of people you hate together because then, or you don't like working with together, because then you're spending 5 days traveling with these people. So you need to make sure that the people you like, you enjoy working with, and you can actually help. And number 2 is you need to have a place. Number 3 actually is you need to have a place to go. Where are you going to go? Well, actually, no, that's number 4. Number 3 is how are you going to help these guys? So what are you going to do at this retreat? So you need to have a bit of a plan as to how you're going to actually help them, what you're going to do. And usually the way I like to do it is a bit of work in the morning. So some work on the topic that you're going to be helping them with, and then an activity at the end of the day. Now that could be, just free time for them to explore, or you can get really creative. I'm going to put this down because my elbow is getting sore. Or you can get really creative and make it an experience that's a learning experience, right? Something that you can then debrief afterwards and people can actually learn from it. So for example, if you're working with overweight, executives who need to get active, well, you can run a retreat in Hawaii, do some work on the topic in the morning, and then in the afternoon, go on a hike, right? Explore the mountains, go hiking up a volcano, or go surfing or something. And so they're getting out there, they're having a good time, but they're also, it's beneficial to them as well. And so the 4th thing you need, so we're going through the 4 things you need to set up a retreat. Number 1 is you need to love traveling. Number 2 is you need to have the group of people or in mind who you actually want to work with. Now, if you're not sure about any of this, we can have a chat with you and kind of work this out and create a plan and assist you with that. And number 3 is you need to know how, what you're actually going to do with these guys, how you're going to help them. And number 4 is you need a place to go, right? Where are you going to run this retreat? And you know what? It can be on the northern beaches in Sydney, if you're in Sydney. Or it can be on the beautiful Sunshine Coast when the weather's good. It's actually pretty good today. I went for a swim this morning. I got up early. I do this every day. I got up early before the baby, before Marie, and I went down to the beach. And every day I do this, and I go for a swim. And today the weather was pretty terrible in the morning. But nonetheless, I went and just went for a quick dip. It was amazing. But now the weather's gotten better, so probably at lunchtime I'm going to go for another one. But yeah, so you need a place to where you're going to take these guys, where you're going to do the retreat. And it can be anywhere you'd like it to be. It also depends on, who you're inviting. Because if you're doing it in... Oh, my elbow. If you're doing it in, Tanzania, you need to have people who are going to find it valuable and enjoyable to go there and are going to have enough money to go there as well. So all those things are going to come together. And this is one of the things that we actually help our clients with. Setting up retreats is one of the many things. So a lot of people have asked me lately, like, I love what you guys are doing, but what the hell do you do? What can you help me with? And so essentially, it's if you're a doctor who's looking to get or grow your business in a way that's not just the traditional clinic, or set up a business it's not just your traditional clinic, and to do things more creatively and also enjoy life and make an impact as you do it, then that's what we can help you with. And one of the examples are, retreats. And a lot of the doctors I've spoken to lately will have thought about it, would love to do it, and we're helping them in actually doing that and setting it up and running those things successfully and profitably as well. So if you want to know more about how you can actually do that, get in touch with us here on Facebook, or go over to the article and there's an opt-in box there and you can put in your details and we'll give you a call. But I hope that's been helpful. I've loved doing retreats. Look, there is some work too. I'm not going to tell you it's all fun and games. There's a lot of fun and games, but it is a lot of work as well in setting it up, getting people along. And then when you're there, you need to make sure things run smoothly. But there are some ways to ensure that people have a good time, right? Make sure that things run smoothly and make sure that the people who are there actually enjoy themselves. So you don't have to stress out about trying to figure everything out. It can be done more easily. But for now, enjoy, and I'll see you next time.